Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 83. It's your game week 6 review. Premier League postponements have meant weeks have rolled into other weeks, but there were enough Premier League teams that took place over the last week to make it a game week under the rules of the competition. Not every Premier League side took part, but enough did to make it a game week, but it did mean it was a fairly low scoring week. And congratulations to the number one rated manager in the Family Fantasy Football League, Arden Diamonds. He got the Manager of the Month award in August, which was his 10th Manager of the Month award that made him the clear record holder for the most Manager of the Month awards in history. And he followed that up with a Manager of the Month award in September, his 11th ever. Which means he's already operating as a profit this season, and we're only in September. The reason I called the Manager of the Month Awards for September for so early is because there's an international break on at the moment, so there are no more games until October. Hence, it was clear that Steve had got the most points in September to be crowned Manager of the Month. So no games this weekend, which means no update next weekend, but you'll actually have to wait 2 weeks for your next Family Fantasy Football League update, because as I said last week, FFL HQ is closing today for a fortnight. So next weekend will be game week 7, but you'll have to wait a week to get those results. Transfers can still be made over the next couple of weeks, and as long as they're valid, I'll backdate them to the point that they were made, and if they're not valid, well, that's your own fault and your transfers won't happen. In this week's Banter in the Box, we've got your game week 6 winners and losers. 4 winners, all earning a Manager of the Season point. 4 losers, all losing a Manager of the Season point where they had them. We've got your FFFL Cup preview. Next weekend sees the next round of Family Fantasy Football League Cup matches in the group stage. I'll be reviewing those all-important ties and predicting who I think is going to win them. And then we've got a Manager of the Season update. It rolled over last week. A possible 6 Manager of the Season points on offer. Did anyone get it right? We're going to find out. But first of all, your game week 6 winners. Take a bow. Greece Lightning's Alexi Lagos climbed another place to 6th in the table, which is the highest that Alexi's been since the 25th of February. Good work, Alexi. Take a bow also. I've got a life's mops, Hoxby. She's back. The joint highest climbers this week, up 4 places from the foot of the table to 28th, with a personal highest weekly total of the season of 53 points. Take a bow also, Sweet Foden Lion FC's Tyler Bound climbed another place up to the heady heights of 2nd. And in this, Tyler's 2nd season in the Family Fantasy Football League, he has never, ever been as high as 2nd in the table. Can he take top spot? And the final game week 6 winner, take a bow, Keith Simons, who climbed 4 places just into the top half of the table in 16th. The joint highest climbers this week, along with I've Got a Life, also climbed 4 places. And he picked up his first weekly win of the season with an impressive 60 points, making him a game week 6 winner. So there are all of your game week 6 winners. As I said, 1 Manager of the Season point to each of those managers. But the game week 6 losers, hide your head in shame. Thames Ironworks FC, Darren Ravel, fell another place to 24th in the table. Darren's been in the Family Fantasy Football League for many, many, many years. One of the originals in the first ever season. He's never, ever been as low as 24th in the table. Hide your head in shame also. Clockhouse Rangers manager, great Uncle George Moody. He fell 2 places to 30th. And in his 27 seasons in the Family Fantasy Football League, George has never ever been as low as 30th in the league table before. Hide your head in shame also. Mickey Dolan from the Monkeys Wait, hang on a minute. Mickey Dolan from the Monkeys isn't in the Family Fantasy Football League. No, that's Napoli manager Lee Porter. He was the biggest fallers this week, down 4 places to 22nd, and hide your head in shame. Never the Boys manager Jack Hawksby fell 2 places back to the bottom of the table. It's the 3rd time he's been bottom of the table this season. No doubt he'll climb off the bottom again next week. He was the lowest scorers in game week 6. So they are your game week 6 losers. Now the FFFL Cup takes place next weekend, provided there is a full Premier League fixture list. And here are the ties. Group A sees Poppy's players who won their opening game taking on Pez United who lost theirs. I'm predicting Poppy's players to go through by beating Pez United through to the second round of the competition. And Arden Diamonds, who were beaten by Poppy's players on the opening week, they play Never the Boys, who were surprise winners over Pez United. This has got to be a win for Arden Diamonds to keep their hopes of qualifying for the next round alive. Debut manager Dial Square FC in Group 2 takes on I've Got a Life. Both lost their opening group match. I think I've Got a Life are going to take this to get themselves back in it. And the 2 teams that from that group 2 that won their opening fixtures, Legends 23 and Wanvaron FC, last season's finalists, go head to head. I think this is going to be a Legends 23 victory as they'll book their place in the next round. Group 3 sees Thames Ironworks beaten in their opening game, playing debut manager Abs FC. I think Abs FC is all going to eliminate Thames Ironworks in this one. And Foxborough Foxes, who won their opening tie, take on Ted and Sam Juniors, who lost their one. I think Ted and Sam Juniors are going to win this one and give themselves a hope of qualifying for the next round. In Group 4, the 2 teams that won their opening games, Ostrich Bar Stewards and Better Than the Diamonds, go head to head. I can see this being an Ostrich Bar Stewards victory. Steve Maloney will march into the second round. And the 2 teams that lost their opening game, Norfolk and Chance FC and No Happy Endings. I'm predicting a No Happy Endings win. Di bids to keep her cup hopes alive. Group 5 sees Grease Lightning, who won their opening game, taking on debut manager Bantonio Conte's Barmy Army, who won their opening game. I'm predicting a Grease Lightning victory and through to the second round for Alexi. And Hatch United and Sweet Foden Line going head to head. Sweet Foden Line second in the table. I think they're going to beat Hatch United to give themselves a chance of qualifying for the second round. Group 6 sees Coldplay United taking on Linden's Lovelies. Coldplay United won their opening game and I think they're going to beat Linden's Lovelies to book their place in the second round. And Napoli, who lost their opening game, take on Gobi Desert Canoe Club, who won theirs. I think Napoli will win this one to keep their hopes alive. Group 7 sees the Big Knobs, who won their opening game, taking on Sash Hammers FC, who was surprisingly beaten by debut manager On the Buses. I'm predicting a Sash Hammers FC victory there. And Megan Hoxley Chamberlain, who lost their opening game, are taking on the Buses, who won theirs. I think Megan Hoxley Chamberlain is winning this, which will mean, if I'm right, all 4 teams will go into the final game on 3 points, which will be interesting. And in Group 8, the Mad Hatter, the Creed Bratton Society, who lost his opening game, is taking on Clockhouse Rangers. I'm predicting a Mad Hatter victory in that one. And Benny United and Chairman's Choice go head to head. They both won their opening games. Sorry, Benny, you're going down in this one, mate, as I book my place in the second round. They're my predictions for next week. Play along yourself, see how many you get right. You'll have to wait a couple of weeks to find out, though. Now, the Family Fantasy Football League quiz question, which has rolled over for a couple of weeks. Who holds the record for the worst ever title defence in Family Fantasy Football League history? Because it rolled over, it was a possible 6-pointer. You had to give me the name of the manager. It says 1 point if you can name the manager, but we rolled it over, so it was actually worth 2 points if you could name the manager who holds that record. An additional 2 points if you could name which season it was that they set the record, and another 2 points if you could tell me the league position. Once again, 4 managers had a go this week, and interestingly, they all had different guesses. First of all, we had On the Bus's manager, Sarah. She thought that the manager that holds the record was Lyndon's Lovely's manager, Joe Hawksby. She felt that Joe set that record in 2000, the year after she won the title in 1999. Joe did win the title in 1999, but she didn't make a bad fist of defending her title, Sarah. Sarah predicted Joe finished 15th. Joe actually finished 5th that season, so doesn't hold the record. I'm not sure Benny United manager Mark Benwell gets the question. He predicted himself as holding the record, which he thinks he set in 2006. Well, Mark hasn't won the Family Fantasy Football League title since 1998, so he didn't win it in 2005, and he didn't finish 14th in 2006 either. He finished 23rd, but no points there for Mark. Slightly off the mark. Sweet Foden Lions FC Tyler Bown had a go at the manager last week and got it wrong, but didn't have a go at either of the bonus questions. This week he's had a go at the manager and one of the bonus questions. He thinks the record holder was Wayne Robinson, who set the record in 2008. Well, Wayne Robinson was a champion the season before then, but he didn't make a bad fist of defending his title the following season. He finished 9th, so he wasn't the record holder. And finally, Hatch United manager Neil Hatch, who loves these manager of the season competition, normally in and amongst the front, the leaders to be crowned manager of the season, not managed it yet. He predicted that the person that holds the record is a former FFFL manager, Steve Peters, who set the record in 2005, the season after he won the title, and finished 17th. Well, Steve Peters was a defending champion in 2005, but I'm afraid he didn't finish 17th, Neil. He finished 23rd that season, which is the reason why Steve Peters does hold the record for the worst ever title defence in history. So 2 points for Neil Hatch for getting the manager correctly. Steve Peters, 2 points as well for getting the season that he set that record, 2005. Missed out on an additional 2 bonus points for where Steve finished in the season. He didn't finish 17th, he finished 23rd. But well done, Neil. 4 manager of the season points to you there. So if we add all those manager of the season points up, this is what your league table looks like. Tyler Bown has gone joint 14th. Neil Hatch, with those 4 manager of the season points, climbs up to 13th. George Moody, for being a Game Week 6 winner, drops down to 12th. Mops Hawksby, for being a Game Week 6 winner, climbs to 11th. And Alexi Lagos, for being a Game Week 6 winner, goes joint top of the manager of the season table alongside Mark Benwell. There they are on 12 points. Megan Hawksby just below them on 11 points. Clutch of managers on 10 and 9 points respectively. It's very, very close. And your opportunity to earn manager of the season points this week, we're bringing it back. Who the fuck is that? 1 manager of the season point if you can tell me which manager, current Family Fantasy Football League manager, is pictured there. You only get 1 guess. I was going to say per week, but it's between the Banter in the Box videos. So you've got about 2 weeks. Don't go too early because I have to accept your first answer. Each manager can only have 1 guess per period between the Banter in the Box videos. But if you name the manager pictured there, you will earn yourself a manager of the season point. But you'll have to wait 2 weeks to find out. So there you go. That is your Banter in the Box for this week. 2 weeks until the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.